Computer Needs of Toledo, LLC, celebrating year number 15, a computer training war that comes to you. For more information, call or text to 419-304-4564. Again, that's 419-304-4564. And guess what? Your Computer Needs of Toledo, LLC is live on Facebook. What a way to start off the first broadcast. But let's try this again. It'll probably be edited out. It probably won't be edited out, but we're going to see. Let me try this again. This goes to show you how it is with me being excited and nervous at the same time. Your Computer Needs of Toledo, LLC is broadcasting live on YouTube. Yay! Thank everybody for tuning in. I greatly appreciate you. And I have said with several tests I had done, I had a lot of people say it's been a long time coming and a long time overdue. And finally, that is correct, finally. And I I'm overjoyed. I am. I thank everybody. And let me put this in real quick and then we will get underway. Everyone for tuning in live or when this video is saved. All right, there we go. Want to make sure I get a comment in there. And let me, for those of you who don't know, give a little explanation about Your Computer Needs of Toledo, LLC. Located in Toledo, Ohio, on site, following COVID-19 rules and regulations, online and e-mobile computer training and consulting, also selling online computers and accessories from the online computers and accessories store, which you'll find the clink. Oh Lord, the link. I told you I was excited and nervous. You will find the link to the online computers and accessories store, yourcomputerneeds.net. So when you go to the site, just click on the tab for the store, click on the link, and it'll take you directly to the online computers and accessories store. I was going around and around in my head as far as which first live I was going to do. I said, okay, let me do something quick with Excel, since for a lot of people it's still a challenging software to use. But I want to finally mention that this will be weekly. I haven't decided the time and the day yet, but when that's decided, there will be announcements and promos in regards to that. There will be how to's because it's been suggested to me, and a lot of people say you need to do how to's. You need to do how to's. Well, I'm taking a leap of faith. I had many reasons for being, quite concerned, but I'm going to do just a couple quick things as far as in the how to department, as they say. So you'll be getting that. You'll be getting where I'll be doing, just question and answer as far as any computer questions that you have. I will be probably doing, not probably, I will be doing, some webinars and many other things planned for this channel to expand it as well. So, again, I thank you all for tuning in. I thank you all for spreading the word. I thank you all for sharing this out. I thank you all for even your comments and your suggestions. Maybe there are some weekly broadcasts that you would like for me to do. So, leave them in the comments and, I'll make sure to take a look at them. And If it's a fit, I'll make sure to plan it out. And if not, we'll see what can happen on from there. But I wanted to quickly, finally, get started with your computer needs of Toledo LLC's first live on YouTube with Excel, the current version. This is just a taste of how training is done from your computer needs of Toledo LLC, also known as YCN OT LLC 05. YCN OT LLC 05, short for Your Computer Needs of Toledo LLC. 05 is when the company got started. So, with the foundation laid out, let's go ahead and I'm going to enlarge this so it can be seen better for everyone to see. So, I will be zooming in and out every now and then. Excel, one of the software programs of the Microsoft Office suite, is your spreadsheet. This book right here, where it says Book One, is considered the whole workbook. The menu items are arranged in a ribbon fashion. So that's what this area here with all the menu items and everything along these areas called the ribbon. You can also share out. You can also make comments. You can select whether you want to auto save or not. Your undo and redo are all located here. You also have what's here, the name box. And if you notice, as I hover over, there is an indication of what everything is. And here is your insert function and also your formula bar, where you can insert information here or your information, numbers, pictures, formulas. That's pretty much known as far as Excel is concerned. Excel is known for doing all your mathematical functions, but it's actually a very versatile program, as you will see a taste of it a little bit. This here is where all the columns are, where you see the letters A, B, C, D. Those are your columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on from down there. These are your rows. I'm going to zoom out for a moment. One of the questions that's usually asked, oops, I zoomed out too far. Let me zoom in a little bit. One of the questions always asked is, with Excel, do I have enough room to do what I need to do? As you can see, I'm all the way in column Z, about to be in double A, and go on from there. So what you are about to see after I continue doing all this is that not only along the columns, but in just a moment, you're going to see also along the rows that you have quite a bit of room as far as what you need to do on Excel. I'm about to get to column double Z in a minute. And after I get to column Z, or double Z, you will see that Excel, at least column wise, has plenty of room. And there we go. So, column wise, quite a lot of room. Now, row wise, if you're wondering if Excel has enough room for you to do whatever you need to do row wise, as you can see, it's got quite a lot of room of whatever you need to get done row wise. So let me go back up to the beginning as far as column and as far as rows. The intersection of your column and your row is your cell. And if you want to know which cell is being highlighted, you will find it here in the name box. So this is, a lot of people think of this as bingo. This is column A, row 1. So the intersection of this cell is located where column A is and located where row 1 is. So A1. Then you have B1, C1 on from there, still in the first row, just in different columns. As far as whenever you move from cell to cell, you'll see that it changes along with where you have your cells every time you click. So we're right now in cell F4, column F, row 4. Now we're going to stay in column F, but we're going to be going into different rows. So, F10, column F, row 10, F14, F20, on from there. I can use my mouse to move from cell to cell, or I can use my keyboard and move from cell to cell. It's the same thing. Whenever I move and go from cell to cell, it's going to show me where I am. I'm looking back real quick in case there are any questions. No, I don't see any right now. All right, let me keep going. With Excel, you have to understand that its versatility is one of the main reasons it makes it not only for a very used software program, but also a very challenging program. Many people find it challenging, but we're going to do a couple of things real quick that will hopefully, by the end of this live or this archive, just break down to where it is easier to understand Excel. And Excel is not that complicated. It has a lot going on. It's quite a packed software program. But Excel is one of those software programs, as with many others, that you have to, take it step by step and not understand everything at once, which can be a challenge for people. But we're going to see if we can eliminate some of this challenge. Here you have all the different menu items. If you see me moving my mouse, the menu items become bold and show you where they are. So here we are in the home menu, and you have everything from paste. Oh, and I do have my sanitizer nearby. I thought I mentioned that because I know probably what will maybe be said, but yes, I do have my sanitizer nearby. So let me continue on. In the home menu, you have where you see paste. You also have, I'm gonna call them areas tonight. You'll find area where you can change the font, you can change the size, you can bold, italicize, even change the color of the font. Alignment of your text or even your numbers, you can merge them, you can change the orientation of them, you can alignment wise center, left, or even right. Numbers area where you can do different formats of how you input your information, including the date and even how you format your currency. The styles area, you can change the format of the table or even change the different styles of the cell. These are not what these are called. This is what they're called tonight. Cells area, you can insert, delete, format the cells. Editing, the auto sum, sort and filter your text. This here, one of the more current features of Excel and also the other of Microsoft Office programs where it gives you ideas of different looks of anything with PowerPoint, your slides, with Word, your documents, here with Excel, different ways of formatting your spreadsheet. The insert menu, you have it where you can insert your tables, your illustrations, even your add-ins. With the charts, yes, you can still do your charts, and you can even put in here 3D maps, spark lines, the ones you see the when you're watching, let's say, the news, for example, what there's an increase in the line or a decrease in the line. This is how this is done. The different filters. You can insert links, your comments, text boxes, and also symbols. Your page layout in the page menu. You have your different themes. You can even change the colors of the fonts. You can change how the pages are set up, scaling to fit as far as the width and the height of the cells. You can choose whether you want anything viewed, let's say the headings, and that's what's called where you would have seen the alphabetized the columns and then numerical wise the rows. You can even arrange, let's say you insert text, and you can arrange if you want an object to be in front of text, for example, or even in front of numbers or behind text or even numbers. Your formulas, where all the different formulas of Excel, here you go. Any name defining, here you go. If you are on a team and you're in the midst of a project, keeping up with any changes, any editing being done by the teams, here you go. And as far as calculations, the data menu, transforming data, you can import data from different programs. You can import data from Outlook, you can import data from Access, you can import data from Word, and on from there. For those of you who love to do queries, here you go. If you were looking for it, here it is. You can insert information as far as anything with stocks or geography. Again, you can sort and filter out information. Data tools, if you need to change anything from text to columns, and that again, you can do so. Forecast, if you need to do what if analysis. Outline, you can do some grouping and you can do some ungrouping. Reviewing, proofreading, making sure everything is up to par, checking accessibility. If you need to translate the language, you can insert comments, add notes, and even protect your workbooks and also your sheets. Now, this whole area is the workbook. Right here, this is one of the sheets. If you need to add another sheet, you just click on this plus sign with the arrow. You can add another sheet. You can add as many sheets as you want, and you can even label them. Double click and then press your enter button, and there you go. You have your sheet. You can, for many people, this can be, for instance, let me make that correction. For instance, you can call it, let's say, we're in the year 2020, first quarter 2020. You can do that here. Second quarter. Oh, I got to double click. Second quarter 2020. Third quarter 2020. And on from there. So you can have as many sheets as you need in your workbook. You can even have as many books as you need in your workbook. You can go to File and also Blank Workbook and go on from there. You have where I had mentioned before, you can protect your workbook or your sheets, and I didn't know the difference between the two. Let me give a warning. A lot of people do not understand this. Let me give a warning and let you know right now, if you are going to protect your workbook and your sheet and you have a password, I'm going to let you know now. I am sorry. In case you forget your password, I cannot help you because when you save your password, you're going to have to know it. And I mean, know it and not forget it. If you protect your sheet or your workbook and your password, let's say, is all letters, all small letters, you're going to have to know that password and know exactly what that password is. If your password is just numbers, you're going to have to know the numbers and the number sequence. If you have a password, it's a combination of letters and numbers, you're going to have to know that. If your password is all capitalized, you're going to have to know that. If your password is a combination of letters, small and capital, you're going to have to know how you formulated that password. If your password contains numbers and letters and symbols, or just symbols, you're going to have to know exactly what that password is. If you do not know what that password is, I am sorry. You are out of luck. Your sheet, these are your sheets, will forever be locked. Your workbooks, these are your workbooks, will forever be locked. In case I am wrong, I will do another broadcast with the correct answer. Professionally, I do not believe I am wrong because from my experience for protecting your workbooks and your sheets from, unwanted hands, unwanted fingers, I should say, which is understandable because there are data that is highly sensitive. I mean, just saving a workbook and maybe it has different code sequences. Saving this has a list of people who are working from home instead of working in the building, and their schedules, their calendars, their projects, and everything is being protected. Again, understandable. But you must know that password. Take measures to make sure that there is a system in place so that in case anything happens, at least you and or if you are in a situation where you are part of a team, you or your team has knowledge of what that password is. So I wanted to time, stay this time, I should say, in this proximity because I want to emphasize the importance of making sure that you know your password and that you must know it. If you have to, as it was done many times, write it down, uh, have somewhere secure where data is saved. Know again that you are going to have to know that password if you elect to do this. In the view, you can change how you view the workbook You can change it as far as viewing it to see how it will be viewed if there were page breaks. You can change the view as far as how the page will look. This is good to get an idea if you want to print, or you can change out how you want to do the views. I'm going to put them back in normal. To zoom, this is not making anything that you type here. Let me just do this for example. This is not making something bigger that will print out. This is zooming in to enlarge what you're looking at. You may have gotten the file and the print looks, something like this. You can barely see it. So if you need to, and when you need to, you can click right here to zoom in. You can click here and select the magnification, trying to say, of how much you need to zoom in. Your window area, you can switch windows. If you have more than one window open, you can arrange which window you're going to use. Let's say you have 3 windows, you're going to use the second one or the third one. For those who are the macros fans, here's your macros right here. No, we're not going to do macros. We'll do that another time. And here with the help menu, if you need help, here you go. If you need to communicate in the community, here you go. Let's go back first of all. Secondly, let's do this here. We're going to do a couple more things and we will be done for tonight. And let me go back to make sure that there aren't any comments or questions. All right. Just want to double check to be sure. Let's go ahead and show a couple of shortcuts. I'm going to put a couple numbers here, first of all. And I have visitors, my little nephew there. So what I'm going to do is, instead of going like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on from there, what I'm going to do is have it where it is quicker to do so. This would be considered part of a series. So let's say I want to go all the way to 10. I put the first 2 numbers, and as you see, it becomes a plus sign, a dark plus sign. You can continue on. And there is your number sequence. Let's say we're going to do the days of the week. Monday, and then Tuesday. Highlight them as so. Move your mouse down and it becomes, again, a black plus sign. And you can make sure the rest of the days are filled out. Now, if you want to continue on, let's say you need to enter data to cover maybe a 2-week period, you can go back and continue on with your sequence. So if you notice how much faster that is, instead of typing Monday, and then Tuesday, and then Wednesday, and then Thursday, if I can spell it right, and then Friday. If you're noticing, once I type something, it recognizes it. And then Saturday, and then Sunday, and then back to Monday, and then back to Tuesday, Why do that? So you see how much faster it was to just type in some of the information that you needed, bring the mouse down when it becomes a black plus sign, and then drag it on to have the rest of the data filled out that you need as far as your series. So when you have series, this is what you're able to do. Now I'm going to delete this row. I'm going to highlight it and then press the delete key as so. There you are. So we have the numbers, we have the days of the week. Actually, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take this on to see 11, 12 to the 14th. Let's see if this continues on. No, that didn't. It filled it in, but it filled it in with the same number, which I did not want. I want the series to continue. If you notice here, it's indicating that this series or a quick analysis will continue, which it should. Let me see, 12, 13, 14. Here you go. Let me put in another sequence of numbers. Let me do 5 and then 10. Now, following that, you normally would see, 15, 20, 25 on from there for this particular series. Let's see if it continues. Yes, it does. When you have series, it follows through. So I'm going to continue this series because what I'm going to do, I'm going to change in this row here to currency, dollar sign. So I'm going to start with 5. And I need to, since I'm going to make a change, I can do one or two things. I can go to the formula bar and add my dollar sign, or as soon as I click on the cell, I can type it over again. But why would I do that? Why don't I just use the mouse, highlight all of the numbers that I need to add the dollar sign to, click one time, and not only does it add the dollar sign, it changes to the currency format that I would like to have. And if you notice how quick that was. One more thing, and we will be done for today. I'm going to see if I can do a quick chart. So I'm going to highlight everything here from A1 to N3, column N, row 3. Now I can go this way, highlight, and then drag until I highlight all the cells. Actually, I highlighted one more row than I wanted to, but that's okay. Or I could click here, hold down the shift key, and click here to change the speed on how I wanted this to be selected. Another thing I'm actually going to do quickly before I do my chart, I'm going to highlight this row and also include column O, row 3, because I am doing a quick addition. And I can do that by highlighting the rows, clicking on the auto sum, and it will automatically calculate my total. Now, let's say there was some information found out that instead of $65, it was really $67. I'm going to go back. I'm going to change this to 67 and enter. And it kept the same format. And it also changed the total, as you can see. So if you need to make your changes, make the changes that you need, and it will automatically calculate the total. If you notice, make these changes back real quick. Let's say I wanted to try to do the auto sum again, and I did not highlight this row. Let's see what happens. Now it's asking me, am I sure this is what I want to add? And it's going to bring up the formula. In Excel, understand this. Excel understands addition by the equal sign, and then this is what we consider the sum of everything being added up. Excel does not accept formatting mathematical equations no other way except for sum and then whatever that mathematical function is. So understand that. This will be covered at another time, but it's adding everything in the cells from A3 to N3. It's letting you know. And since this is correct, I just hit the enter button and it's going to add up all of this for me instead of me going, okay, 5 and 10 is 15. Okay, add that 15, that'd be 30. And let's see, 30, that'd be 50. And then 50, that'd be, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. So let's conclude here by, see, I'm going to delete this, by highlighting everything here and going to where? Am I going to go to insert? The insert menu? Yes, I am. And I'm going to go to the charts, and I do have a variety of charts to choose from. And I can also go here and see what charts are recommended for me to use for the information that I have selected. So I can, with the different types of charts that is part of Excel, you have your cluster column chart, you have your cluster bar chart, you have your line chart, on from there. You have your pie chart. You have others, but these are just the ones listed here. You have your chart title, and you even have a Pareto chart. I think I'm going to go with a line chart. I'm going to click here, and it's going to bring up the chart. And there are many things I can do with this chart. I can change, the title of the chart. I could say, let me think of something. I could call this uh, sales figures. And I could even say something, sales figures. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. From, let's say from June 2020. All right, here we go. So these are the sales figures from June 2020. This was the first 2 weeks of June, from the 1st through the 14th on Sunday. These were the sales figures from June 2020. Of course, you wouldn't have it as far as, from $10 to $80, but you never know. Now, this is just, from the top of my head what I'm calling this chart. Whatever you need to call the chart to indicate how you want the data to be presented, that's up to you. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. But I also need to let you know that my time is up. So I would like to thank everyone for joining me, whether it's now or, during the archive broadcast. And it has been my distinct pleasure. You have any questions, let me know, reach out to me, and make sure that everyone stay tuned. There is going to be more from Your Computer Needs of Toledo LLC, where the motto is computer training and more that comes to you. Take care, make sure you are safe, and enjoy your day, enjoy your afternoon, enjoy your evening, and also enjoy your night. Bye bye.